The UIW women's basketball program has been on the rise, and next season the university is hoping to take another jump under the direction of a first-time head coach.
It gives me great pride to introduce to you our new head coach for UIW women's basketball, Coach Jhasmine Player.
I always told myself I did not want to be a head coach. I thought I was going to be a long-time assistant. And when you're called to be an example and a mentor for young people, you answer the calling.
Jhasmine Player has about 15 years of coaching experience, primarily as an assistant. And before that, she played for Kip Mulkey at Baylor, graduating in 2009, then played professionally overseas and in the WNBA. Player joined KSAT 12's Mary Rominger one-on-one after her introductory press conference.
It's pretty special anytime we get to see someone get an opportunity to be a first-time head coach. Jhasmine Player, head coach of the UIW women's basketball program. Has it set in that you've transitioned from being a longtime assistant now to heading your own program?
It's only set in because of the work. There were times in the past where I could just slide some things over to my head coaches in the past. Right now, all the phone calls come to me.
Speaking of that work, you mentioned your focus right now is to retain and recruit. Can you give us an inside lens into what that truly looks like? Because you're trying to convince players to stay with your program, but also try and build the identity that you want, a program that you inherited.
So it's taking a step back and evaluating each player both on and off the court, not just on the court. How are they in the classroom? How are they in the community? How are they in the training room? And so it's evaluating each piece by piece to figure out who will fit the new culture, not just the new style of play, the new culture as well. And then when you're recruiting, you're doing the same thing essentially. The good thing about these players is they have a history of winning. They know how to win. It's not like this was a losing program with players who only know losing. They know how to win. And so keeping these players would be probably priority number one right now, just because they know how to win.
What does the ideal player in players coaching scheme, what does that player look like?
That player plays fast. That player plays fast. That player will be given confidence to take shots that I've seen them make in practice. There's no second thought about it. If it's a shot that I've seen you make and you're confident in shooting, then you take it. There's nothing to think about. I think basketball can be art when you don't think. When you just mindlessly flow and you play the game the way the game was designed to play. And so they'll look like that. They'll be longer, some stretch fours, stretch fives, some kids who can face up, some post players who can shoot threes, some guards who can push the ball in transition. There'll be an occasional ball screen set here and there, but ultimately we want to play quite a bit faster.
And now you're back in your home state of Texas. You're from Bay City, Texas, played at Baylor, and now here in San Antonio. You were in San Antonio before you were even approached about this position. So talk a little bit about that.
That is just how God works, right? So my brother is coaching in the state tournament. I'm recruiting, a couple kids there in San Antonio. And I get into San Antonio and I'm like, man, what a nice airport. Like every step of the way I was evaluating, I'm like, wow, it was really easy for me to get a car. And then I drive downtown, I'm staying in the Marriott. Wow, the Riverwalk's right there. And so with everything I'm doing, and we're playing at the Alamo Dome, and I'm like, it's right across the street, and I'm like 10 minutes from the airport. And then I have that entire experience. My family came, they loved the experience. And then when I was driving back to drop my car off, I passed the bridge, and I said, wait, UIW is right here? Like, is this the perfect place for me to be? And I made a note, and I said, if that job ever opens, man, I'm going after it hard. And got on the plane, went home, never thought about it. We went to the NCAA tournament, and a couple weeks later it opened. And then I was like, is this a sign? Am I being pushed? Am I being pulled towards this institution? And from then on, it was just kind of ground running. And so I am extremely excited to be here, because I kid you not, a month ago I was standing in San Antonio thinking about how cool this place was.
Welcome home, Coach. Appreciate the time. Thank you.